Yeah, there's too much. It's gonna create this back and forth, and it's gonna be too much.
Next question.
We'll just go on to the next question. Sorry.
Ashley.
Okay, so two things that both of you guys mentioned that you see as integral to our success in 2020 is expanding our reach and preserving our culture. And based on both of your speeches, I feel like, Eric, you have more of a solid ground in preserving culture, whereas your solid ground is expanding the reach. So when we're talking about being successful, knowing that both parts are necessary, what is your plan to kind of manage where your weak points may be, and where do you see your opponent serving to help in that plan for progressing us in 2020?
That's a good question. This organization, our culture is bigger than any one individual. It's bigger than me. I believe my opponent has a lot of great qualities. And one of the biggest things is after this election that we bring us together and have a seat at the table. One good thing is in our bylaws, the old board and the new board needs to come together and actually move forward with a unified vision. I'm very confident knowing that my presence brings the best out of everybody. I challenge anybody, and then it brings out the best in them. So I know whether I win, which I will win, my agenda and the ideas that I have will be seen through. And if my colleague here does not win, his agenda will be seen through me. That's how it works.
Okay. Thank you for highlighting that aspect of me. I am Odogu One of UIU Houston and Houston, Texas. Listen, I am very, very knowledgeable in culture. That's a statement of fact. Okay. Now that I don't have, or he's an expert in that aspect of entertainment, networking, all that. I'm also that as well. I think I possess both qualities. You need a leader that has that aspect and the skill set of UIU Unite, as in knowing the culture to the point where you could make informed decisions with your e-board members about the culture. You cannot make mistakes that will affect us as a group. I'll give you an example. The Fall Festival, I'm coming back to that point real quick because of one singular point. That mistake, if we had left it as is, would have cost us money, meaning that would have been fined. Chapter would have been fined. Educate, don't know this. I'll talk to you about it later. But we'll be fined for implementing or using that name in our affairs without consulting them. That's an example of why I'm saying that, yes, I have the culture. I also have the entertainment and networking aspect of it, which I've reached out to multiple of you guys individually. We need a leader that is well-rounded. I think I am.
Thank you, Gary. One more question, please. I'm very short. Chichi, please.
I can't stand up. Okay, but I can talk really loud, so don't worry. Okay, so part of being a president of any organization, of course, this particular organization is your ability, like I said, to bring everybody together and then to think large scale. So not just focusing on one part of the organization, but growing the entire organization, whether that be cultural, super, super important, or networking, very important, but we have 3 pillars. So how would you hit all 3 pillars, because they are the foundation of our organization?
Okay.
Derek,
Don't answer. Cultural, as you just said, I think I'm very knowledgeable of that. Networking, I think I have the ability to do that as well. Now, with reference to community service, I have not been to many community service events, honestly, but I do outreach for our chapter. And what I mean by that is, when it came to our gala, I reached out to multiple Nigerian businesses to create our relationships where if we're having a gala next year, I can guarantee you that all those businesses that I reached out to specifically are involved in what we're doing next year. So I do go out to the community to talk to different businesses, Nigerian and not Nigerian, to promote what we are about, what UIU Houston is about. Did I answer your question?
Okay.
Alright, so when it comes to our 3 pillars, our first pillar is gonna be professional development. Where we're gonna start with professional development is networking within this organization. We need to be able to use every resource that we have. And once we get to a certain point where we can stand on our 2 feet, we're gonna look into collaborating with other African organizations and other organizations, African American organizations here in Houston. When it comes to culture, one of the good things is, for me, growing up in the organization I grew up with, our parents came here in college. They were calling back home. They were getting the advice. They was using their advisors to teach them. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be consistent about, one, creating a committee. I'm actually one of the guys, I'm actually the person that championed their cultural chair. Because I thought, why would we have an organization but not have a cultural chair? So I championed that amongst our organization to create that position. Along with that, I'm gonna champion a cultural committee. That committee now, one thing about having a roundtable that we had the other day is we have some highly intelligent individuals in our organization. And when you put them at a table, magic happens. So that's what I'm gonna do with culture. When it comes to community, I'm all about that. When it came to Peter's fundraising, I was the first one to contribute. I encouraged others to contribute. I contribute here with Mia's Closet. I'm an avid, during the hurricane, I'm feeding the homeless. I'm giving out jackets. Anyone who knows me knows I'm about the community, not only here, but the community back home.
Thank you.
Elizabeth has a question.
So we do want to